UFC 228 this weekend, September 8th. I'm with Frank the Crank Camacho. He's blessed us with his presence on the Jersey Boys MMA podcast. How are you doing, buddy? How's everything?
Man, very good, very good. So, we're here since Sunday. Man, the long trip from Guam is, it's a long trip. So we try to come in as early as we could to acclimate. But so officially, fight week started. We checked in, the whole weight thing, the signing posters. So, man, it's always a good time, man. Fight week's always a good time, especially fighting at 170.
Well, I mean, since you're talking about weight right away, how do you feel at 170? How's everything? I mean, because you're right now 1-2 in the UFC. You had a fight at 155, and the two fights that didn't really go your way were at 170. What are your plans for your weight and your career in the UFC? Like, where do you want to stay? What do you really want to do?
Man, 170, bro. It's man, fight week is more enjoyable and everything's just more enjoyable. I get to focus on in camp. Man, ideally, dude, like a 165-pound weight class would be ideal. But, I mean, I'm not disregarding 155, you know what I mean? It's, yeah, it is a grind to get down there. But yeah, right now, man, 170, I just feel good and I'm kind of like excited to put on a show and increase that percentage, man, at welterweight.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And the weight is good this week. You feel great, right?
Oh man, easy week.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Good to hear. So, your last fight was against Andrew Dober, back in January. That really didn't go your way. I actually watched the fight actually this morning, and I mean, you brought it, man. You were in control most of the fight. What can you say about that fight and that performance?
Man, I definitely learned a lot about that fight, and not only just the fight itself, but the fight week and the fight preparation, like during the week, it was all the way in the East Coast. So, man, if anything, what we've been doing this fight is being really proactive with getting to the time difference, and then also to jet lag. Dude, jet lag's a bitch, bro. So yeah, so we're really right now it's Tuesday and we're kind of almost acclimated, me and my boys and feeling good. So, and then also too during the fight, man, I was really training and I was kind of game planning for Drew to, kind of have a striking battle, which we did, but he wrestled more than we thought or what I prepared for, so, yeah, that definitely got me tired. And then, yeah, so just, and it was right off the bat after fighting 4 times in 8 months. I never really had time to, really learn everything that we've, all the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and all the last previous fights. So, yeah, I'm just really taking everything from these last previous fights and all the experience and bringing it here in Dallas.
That's awesome, man. Good to hear. Now, one thing that I didn't notice you say was that you were tired. Now, what have you done since that fight, to combat those issues in the with cardio or whatnot? Because I did notice during that fight that you had one, I guess you could say one moment where you really looked completely gassed. What has changed?
Man, man, if anything, what we're trying to work on is being a little patient, this fight. Don't just go straight crank mode right off the bat, And then also too, man, I was combating, I hurt my foot, so I couldn't really run and I couldn't really else. I was straight, elliptical and, air dying and everything because I couldn't really run and put pressure on my foot, that camp. So this camp, man, running really helps me with my conditioning, did sprints, back on my sprints again. And, but yeah, but more so patience, just being a little bit more patient.
Okay, that's awesome. So pretty much what I'm getting from that is that you actually took that whole training camp, your last training camp, with a hurt foot, correct?
Oh yeah, but man, honestly though, every camp, man, there's always little tweaks and little things. So it just happened to be my foot, and I wasn't able to run as much, that I get to, and I feel like that plays a huge role in my conditioning,
That's awesome, man. And this camp 100%, right? You're good to go?
Oh Yeah, feeling good, man. Little tweaks here and there, different things, but
Crank
it's
mode all
part
the
of
way
it.
up.
Yeah, man, all the time, So, but yeah, man, but going to the judo fight, I was in really good shape, man. If anything, I think it was the jet lag, dude, that really jacked me up.
Mm. Okay, all right. I mean, you picked up the pace in the third round, so I mean, it really just looked like in moments. But
Yeah.
moving on. So you got Jeff Neal coming up this weekend. How do you feel about him? What do you see that you can take advantage of? What do you see you know, about him that worries you, if I had to say anything?
Man, Jeff Neal, dude, his fight in the Contender Series and his fight in the UFC. Man, it's only maybe 5 minutes of footage that I have to study, So like, dude, he's a finisher. He's a finisher. He moves really well he does really well when he's moving forward, and he seems like a pressure guy, and he has really good hands, dude. You could tell a guy when he has a good boxing. So he doesn't really make if there's one thing that separates Jeff Neal from all my other opponents is that he doesn't really make mistakes. He's fundamentally sound. So like that's a very hard dude to deal with. You know what I mean? So I might have to just go in there and throw my spinning back kicks and my. No, just kidding. No. I gotta go in there and I gotta mix it up and I gotta open it. I gotta open it up and see what he does.
All right, that's awesome, man. And this camp, who did you prepare with? Your team? Anything different from last camp?
Yeah. If anything, this camp was very opponent specific. Man, I worked with all lefties, for this fight. Even though I'm used to fighting lefties, like with her judober, a lot of my sparring with orthodox guys, So I'm being very sport specific, or very opponent specific, and everything from drilling to sparring to drilling, and then mental stuff to even like my pad holder, Juan, Lizama. He's holding southpaw for me, so everything's very specific. So that's why I'm really excited. Like, I'm fighting another lefty. I've fought a couple lefties, and if anything, a lot of lefty training partners.
That's awesome, man. Really, really good to hear. So, with your division pretty much being a division that's, guess you could say, is pretty hyped up right now with what's going on this weekend. And I know you don't like to overlook, and no one ever overlooks any opponents. But what's the future for Frank the Crank?
Man, I would love to, after a nice, good performance with Jeff Neal, man, I would really love to fight the Leech again. Li Jingliang, man, I would love to fight that guy again, man. I had the opportunity to fight him, my debut, as a last minute replacement. And man, just watching that fight and looking over like what I wish I could have done, and that would just be such a fun fight, dude. Just to fight him on a full camp.
Well, I mean,
And he's looking like a beast, dude. His last performance against shoot, I forgot it's another Japanese guy that he fought, but he looked really good, And and the fight before that, I need to practice my eye gouging defense skills.
Nah, man. Well, Sean Shelby, you heard it here from Frank the Crank, who he wants. Frank, it was definitely an honor. I mean, me being from Jersey, and with your style, the way you bring it every time in the octagon, I know for a fact you have a lot of fans here in Jersey.
Hell,
Yeah, man. I mean, for sure you got a fan in me, so always. But anyway, I'm gonna give the floor to you, to any shout outs or anybody you wanna say thank you to, your sponsors, and where people can find you at, man. Give people from Jersey the chance to follow you.
Man, first off, man, Drew, thanks for having me on the show, bro, man. I really appreciate it, dude. And, yeah, to all the Jersey boys, man, you guys are all tough freaking mofos, dude. And I love the fight spirit all the time, man. Dude, so many freaking tough guys and wrestlers. And, man, my team, my corner that are coming out, Jose Kwan, Melker Manabusen, Juan Nizama, and just all the Spike 22 Pure Red guys, man, the guys that have just helped me out so much, and everyone back home. I love all you guys, and dude, shoot, hold on. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah, so yeah, just everyone, and Harley Davis and Guam, they really take care of me, man, and they help me out, and 76 Circle K. So just got a lot of support, man, and just can't wait to freaking let my hands fly, man. Comes Saturday night, we're the first fight, so yeah, we're gonna start the show.
Well, that's awesome, man. I honestly can't wait to see you this weekend. It's been an honor. I really appreciate your time and for being patient with us. And I hope to get you on the show sometime again, man, in the future, man.
Okay, dude, sounds good. You got my number, brother, so just hit me up.
Yeah, 100%, bro. God bless, man. Take care. And I'll see you this weekend.
Shoot.
Take care, bro.